Welcome to the Papa Studio. Have you ever imagined a little boy who could play the piano like a master before he was even tall enough to reach the keys? Well, that boy's name was Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, one of the greatest musical geniuses who ever lived. Mozart was born in Salzburg, Austria, way back in 1756. And get this! By the time he was just 5 years old, he wasn't just playing music, he was composing it. This wasn't just some kid banging on the piano. He was performing for kings and queens all across Europe. People were absolutely stunned. They couldn't believe such incredible, complex music could come from such a tiny boy. They rightly called him a child genius. As a kid, Mozart's life was basically one long European tour. He traveled from country to country with his family, showcasing his incredible skills. But these weren't just performance trips. They were also a masterclass in music. These journeys exposed him to new styles, let him meet different people, and allowed him to soak up ideas like a sponge. All these experiences would later shape his legendary masterpieces. As he grew up, his creativity just exploded. Over his lifetime, Mozart created more than 600 works. To put that in perspective, that's like writing a brand new song almost every 3 weeks for his entire life. Some of his most famous pieces, which you've probably heard without even realizing it, include the Magic Flute, a truly magical opera filled with adventure, and Eine, kleine, Nachtmusik, that super cheerful, elegant piece that you hear everywhere from fancy concerts to movie soundtracks. But here's something you might not know. Mozart's life wasn't always a fairy tale. Even with his immense talent, he often struggled with money and had to work incredibly hard just to support himself and his family. Tragically, he passed away when he was only 35 years old. Yet, Mozart's music never died. More than 200 years later, his melodies are as alive as ever. They fill concert halls, they're studied by musicians learning their craft, and they're loved by millions of people all over the world. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this little trip back in time, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Papa Studio,